contact.
Is Escape from Tarkov worth it in 2025? Tarkov has been a game that has been brutalizing and captivating players like us since its closed beta kicked off all the way back in 2016. For nearly a decade, Tarkov has held its ground as the hardcore looter extraction shooter, building a die-hard community despite some recent and stiff competition popping up. I myself have found my way in and out of this game over the past few years. I made a video up in 2023 talking about a lot of the various things that I was just getting into, not only as an extraction shooter, but Escape from Tarkov itself. That video was made just as Arena was about to come out, and since then the game has completely changed and moved forward. Battlestate Games, the developers of Escape from Tarkov, have rumored at this next wipe being something big and being their official 1.0 release, which is going to be their full release, thus taking out of the beta testing. Nobody really knows what that actually entails or what that means, but nevertheless, Escape from Tarkov in 2025 has a lot to give, like depression and anxiety. I did include all of the timestamps in this video so you can watch different sections that feel catered towards you. I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Ready? So what's changed since I last jumped into Tarkov seriously in 2023 when I made that video? You'd be surprised, actually a ton. As I mentioned before, Arena was just about to launch, new quality of life updates were coming out, new maps, new guns like every update, but always ambitious and sometimes controversial. Let's hit some highlights of the last couple years. Patch 0.16, which is our current patch, happened in late 2024, which is a full wipe with Unity 2022 for better performance and optimization. We now have a prestige system, letting those max level sweats who don't like to touch grass or go outside completely reset their progress so they can do it all over again. I actually plan on getting Kappa for myself for the first time since ever stepping foot in Tarkov. This is definitely the first time that I play the game where I actually want to do the quests like, you know, setup where you have to run the shotgun into dorms 90 times for 5 days straight to get 5 PMC kills. But with the new prestige system, you do get extra rewards. We have a revamped customs map, which is one of the fan favorites. We have new weapons. We just got over winter and now we're into spring, so dynamic weather is definitely still in full effect. Mantling is now in the game, and while it's buggy sometimes, mantling is definitely a massive quality of life alongside shoulder swapping. So instead of having to know every single right hand on every single engagement, you do have the option to shoulder swap into a left, which definitely has saved my butt more than enough times. Dynamic loot spawns, which some people hate but some people love. I'm one of the people that love it because you don't have to run the exact same path the exact same time looking for the exact same items because it's the exact same spawn. Dynamic loot changes things up so you're going into places that you haven't been before or cared about looting. Armor plates are another addition within this. Previously, armor was just base armor, but now you do have a plating system. While this is another thing that I have to worry about going into raid, amongst all the other 90 things that I have to worry about and think about going into raid, I don't really care for it. It doesn't seem that it actually did anything. There was a front, back, and side plates already in a body armor before the plates got integrated. How does that change now other than just the classification of the armor plates inside of the armor? You know, just like, meh. Kind of seems unnecessary a little bit. Over the most recent patches since I have been back into the game, AI and the scabbing and their patterns, personality, behavior, not personality, but their behavior, if they can see you, can they not see you? Are they shooting you through bushes, through walls, all that kind of stuff, because scabs are a huge part of the game. And a lot of the times you might have some unfortunate encounters. And two of the latest updates in Escape from Tarkov, we got the Labyrinth for Escape from Tarkov, and we actually got a brand new battle pass for Arena, which both have been spectacular. The Labyrinth has been exciting as well as incredibly frustrating. But basically you load into Shoreline, you have one entrance to get into, and of course every PMC on that map is trying to also get into Labyrinth. In Labyrinth you have Tagilla as well as Killa, in different variations that are trying to kill you, among other 4 PMCs, including yourself being the 5th. It's the high stakes, high reward, high loot type of mentality and situation. I've only played it a couple times because the times that I have played it, it's been cheaters or I just get absolutely dumpstered. So, and then for Arena, we did get the new battle pass, and I think Tarkov has so much potential. In this battle pass, there was 150 rewards. While I know some people might be upset that this is only for Arena, it actually is already integrated into AFT through Ragman and equipping different clothing, as well as like a balaclava or sunglasses or the CQCM, all for GP coins. This is definitely them trying to integrate Arena more into Tarkov players' lives, and Arena gets a thumbs up for me. I'm somebody who has 500 hours in the game, so that's, you know, a decent amount, but still 500. If you have more than that, please let me know in the comments on how many you have. 500, I feel like I'm finally starting to get majority of the maps. Some of them that I play more, I feel like I've got, like, you know, like the back of my hand down. I know extracts, where to go exactly, you know, the names of the extracts, where I need to be doing quest items sometimes. But like, if you threw me on woods and I had 5 seconds to know where I spawned, I couldn't tell you. Shoreline, same thing, you know what I mean? So there's these different maps that I still, 500 hours in the game, don't know a lot. So that is the latest snapshot on what Escape from Tarkov is currently and where we're living as Tarkov players leading up into the 1.0 release that's rumored later this year. Tarkov like really has it all, and I mean, I'm not here to glaze, but the good outweighs the bad tenfold. What keeps me coming back to Tarkov is a variety of things. It's the PvP intensity, how some of the fights that I've had in Tarkov are nothing like I've ever had in any video game ever. On top of that, you have these tasks and quests that you need to do to get better gear, to unlock better gear, but also there's an RPG element in the game. Leveling up your strength, leveling up your endurance, leveling up all of these different skills in the game give you better feel for the game. Then comes your hideout, where you are looting all of these things, and yes, you're trying to make money because money is the core thing in this game, but you're trying to level up this hideout so you can get passive skills as well as passive income, like getting a Bitcoin farm or your library, where you can get various things just by basically hoarding and putting them all into your hideout. The gear customization is complex. The gun building is complex, but so satisfying when you can fully customize everything. The complex maps, the attention to detail, the dynamic weather, and having to think about how players are going to fight, how AI are going to fight, how you might have bosses, what other players are going to be doing, as well as just trying to get your own tasks done. There really just is something special when all of that comes together. Okay, enough glazing. It definitely still has its issues. There's hit registration issues, like I said. There's cheaters. There's, I mean, like any other FPS game that is on the market right now, Tarkov also has to deal with those things, and it sucks even more when you have a $300,000 gun and you get one tapped by a cheater. That's gone. Now let's talk about extraction shooters. Not only did we have the Labyrinth event kind of prolong this process of releasing this video, we also had Marathon finally have their gameplay reveal. Extraction shooters have been some of the most fun I've had in gaming in a very long time. When Escape from Tarkov was just too much for me, we eventually had some competition come out. First, we had the Cycle, which didn't do great. Then we had Arena Breakout Infinite, the controversial competitor of Escape from Tarkov, being pretty much a 1-to-1 clone, except on easy mode. A lot of the PvP was a lot of fun in that game. I actually played a decent amount of it, but the issue with Arena Breakout Infinite was that you can buy gear with real money, so looting and trying to make money really in the game was completely pointless, as well as the only things that were selling on the fleet, kind of like how Tarkov has, was PvP gear, so good body armor, good attachments, etc. Where Tarkov, you have to loot things for tasks, you have to loot things for barters, you have to loot things for your hideouts, you have to loot things that just sell, right? There's streamer items, there's LEDXs, there's G-phones, there's all these items that still sell for money because traders exist in different capacities, where a mechanic gets certain things, Ragman gets certain things, therapists get certain things. Everything feels like it has worth, even nuts and fucking bolts. ABI had none of that. Then we had Delta Force. I really don't have a lot of negative things to say about Delta Force other than it just, again, was kind of just boring. Going from Arena Breakout, where almost nothing had value, turned into everything had value in Delta Force. They had a black site, which is basically a hideout, so at least that there was a reason to loot certain things, but it felt like almost too easy to make money in that game. The gunplay didn't feel great. It was very much Battlefield inspired. You can tell by their other game mode of the large scale warfare that this game is very much like a Battlefield. You have operators that have abilities, which was a cool twist on things of taking fights different ways, but the guns just didn't really hit. The PvP just didn't really hit. That's my own personal opinion. I think Delta Force actually is a really good game, and they were really trying to hang in there and pump out content. It just wasn't for me. Last but not least, we have Marathon, Bungie's newest project that has been working on for the better part over 6 years. Comes a hero-based extraction shooter. We don't know a lot yet about this game, so I don't want to badmouth it too much, but we saw the first gameplay this past week. I don't know how I fully feel about it, and I don't think that I want to give too much of an opinion until I actually get to play it myself, but nevertheless, it wasn't something that I was expecting. That doesn't make it a bad thing. I just don't know how I feel about it. So that's my take on Escape from Tarkov in 2025. Still brutal, still addicting. We've got some fierce competition going on right now and to come. If you're jumping back in or trying it for the first time, drop me your thoughts below on what your favorite thing about Tarkov is right now versus the competition, and how do you think it's gonna go with the rest of this year. If you like the video, like it. If you love it, make sure you are subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and I live stream over on Twitch. Then we go full blown Tarkov. I appreciate you again. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.